Hi, you guys. This is a 12 by 12 square painting on canvas. It's a really neat winter painting with lots of colors and a sunset and reflections in the water. And if you're not into snowmobiling, you don't have to put the guy in here. You could leave him out and it would still be a very beautiful landscape. But we gave you the choice, and of course the traceables will be available on our website and also for purchase singly on gingercookondemand.com if you wanted to get the traceable for this. But this is a very, very simple painting, but there's lots of layers, and I think this is one of these ones that you'll treasure to hang in your house for winter, because it really does bring in it brings in the light and joy of a beautiful winter day. Now, I want to just take a moment to thank you for coming. And all our premiere videos, whenever possible, John and I are going to be typing in the live chat. I will be in all caps, as you know, spelling badly. I've just put that in there because dyslexic me never hits the right keys. But I'm keen on answering your questions, and I hope that you have a blast with this video. And I can't wait to see the results when you post them in our Facebook club or when you send them in to the Academy for Personal Art Coaching. Have fun. Hi, you guys. Ginger Cook here. It's Acrylic Painting Monday, and we're taking a 12 by 12 canvas, and we're going to paint this painting. Now, you may or may not want to put this. It's a nice landscape if you didn't put the snowmobile rider in. We're going to go ahead and put him in. But I think this is, we wanted to do something a little different. We're going to show you the underpainting approach, the two-tone underpainting. We don't usually just do one color. We're going to divide it up, and we're going to show you how you go about painting something like this. And it's pretty simple. It looks tricky, but trust me, it's not, and we're going to get right to it. So I've got a 12 by 12 canvas. I've sort of traced on these, the river and the snowbanks. I've got a little cup of the liquid golden matte medium, my legacy palette, and you know what that is. That's the Masterson Stay Wet handy palette. You save a lot of money when you use it, because the paint just doesn't dry up and go away. You can use it for several paintings. So I have titanium white, zinc white, burnt umber, burnt sienna, phthalo blue, ultramarine blue. This is Payne's gray, which is black and ultramarine blue. Cad red light, magenta, cadmium orange, yellow ochre, raw sienna, and yellow. So those are the colors. And we're going to start with the lighter colors here first. So what I want to do, instead of using water, I'm going to take one of these large, I'll just take my largest angle brush here, 5/8, what is this, 3/4 inch, right?
Yeah, 3/4 is your biggest.
I'm going to put a little bit of the matte medium right there on it. Then I'm going to take some white paint and a little bit of the raw sienna, and I'm going to mix that together like this. Okay, so that's pretty light. Take a tiny bit of the yellow in it. There you go. And maybe a bit more white. Let's just do a bit more white. There we go. So this is my, I just want to cover the canvas like this. This is my underpainting for the sky. And the medium makes it go on so much smoother. Okay.
It gives you a little bit more working time too.
Yeah, it gives you a lot more working time. I'm going to add a little bit more white to this as I go across. So it's a little bit lighter on this side. And so rather than water, I'm just using the matte medium. I've used chalk, so I'm kind of avoiding the chalk so I don't turn it green with the yellow, okay? Then I'm going to come in here like this with my stream. And I'm going to use the rest of that color to about here, okay? There you go.
So you're just blocking in the underpainting.
So just blocking it in, and then I'm going to just sort of rinse the brush a bit, wipe it off on a towel, then get some titanium white, and I'm going to go up here a little bit And I'm going to lighten this just a touch because I still can because it's still wet. Just going to lighten this just a touch up in this part. Okay. There you go. All right. So that's all we're going to do with that. Now, at this point, I'll just take a paper towel, damp paper towel, because I don't have that much on here, and I'll just kind of wipe off the palette paper because I'll just clean that off. So I can go ahead and use this again. So here we go. Just all right. Now the next color is rinse the brush because I want a yellow on it. Okay, and it's going to be white. Okay, it's going to be white, and we're going to take a little tiny bit of ultramarine blue, hardly any, and a little tiny bit of phthalo blue, hardly any. Okay, phthalo blue is like kryptonite. You guys remember me telling you that, right? So rather than dip into that, I'll just put a little more white here. And I want a little bit of the matte medium. Okay, so that's the color I want. And what we're going to do here is just that's the underpainting for this for the snow. Okay, I'll cover up the chalk lines. And then come on up here like that. A little bit lighter up here, but not too much. And I'm going to sort of bring the brush strokes down this way. Let's make it a hill, kind of by curving them down. Okay. A little bit more medium here on my brush. You can do about 50% medium to paint and still not lose viscosity. That means how much pigment you have to work with. These lines are kind of straightened out because this is a road here, so we're going to straighten those lines out. Kind of make like, you know how grooves in a record, we're kind of doing that. Okay.
What's a record?
Oh, come on, John, they're very popular now. Everybody goes to records.
Do they?
Yeah, it was so funny. John and I were on a cruise one time, and one of the perks in the room we were in was a record player with some records, and we asked him to take it out. We needed the space for the computers. Why would we want that? Okay, now I'm rinsing my brush. And now the underpainting for this is going to be raw sienna. That's the underpainting for this side of the river. Okay. I'll take a little bit of the matte of the medium there, the golden matte medium. And I'll keep all the brush strokes kind of going down. So that's our river. Now that's the underpainting for this. Okay. Okay.
Pretty easy peasy.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. I mean, we could probably do something like this as long as we were at it. And, you know, it's just something like this. But that's basically it. And if I took a little bit of ultramarine blue and magenta, I could probably do something a little bit darker right in here like this, as long as I was doing it. There, but I would say that would be a good use of my underpainting. Now, what we have to do is dry it. And I have where's my brand new dryer?
Isn't it sitting there?
Oh, you put a different top on it. You just gave the old.
Yeah, I'm not going to screw up the new top.
I mean, he has a brand new dryer, but John put this one on there, right? Okay, so that's good. Well, it worked out nice. So I want to take one of my smudgy brushes. I think this one's kind of had it, John. It's too stiff. I think it.
What do you throw out?
Okay, the smudgies, I think it's too stiff. All right, I want to take a little bit of the medium and a little bit of the zinc white, like that, okay? And a tiny bit of the yellow, just not much. There you go. The zinc white and probably some titanium, I guess. I guess I'm going to have to do that, okay? I'm going to come on up here like this. I think I'll put a little more zinc white on my brush. And I'm just making circles like this. And I'm doing my next layer up over the sky, like this, a little bit of zinc white. There we go. Now, when I get down into the yellow, a little bit of yellow ochre in that, I'm just kind of testing it here. I'm going to come up here like this, into the trees, where the trees are, and do that. And put a little bit of zinc white with that. Okay. A little bit more zinc white with that. Just bring that up a little bit higher. Okay, and I have to, probably this is too big a smudgy for that. Yeah, I have to change smudgies. Different size smudgy. I want the same color in here, like this. A little bit of yellow in here, and I want the same color in the stream. Keep the brush strokes level. Don't start. You've got it. The stream's going to look level if you keep the brush strokes level. This is real important. So the zinc white and a little bit of yellow, cad yellow medium. Keep that coming down here like that. Then we can take a little bit of raw sienna and come in here like this. Put a little bit of shading in here. Okay. We're going to suggest that there's some trees that are coming down here like that, and just kind of wiggle that. And then let's take some burnt sienna and come over here into the corner here. And then maybe a little bit of burnt umber, just slightly darker here, okay? Okay. Then I've got a little bit of this burnt umber here in this corner. A little bit back this way. Just barely, okay? And very lightly do this. All right, now this part, as long as we're into the umbers, right? We're going to come up here like this, and now we're going to take a larger bit of burnt umber and burnt sienna. We're going to start coming here with our water and going across like this by the bank. Burnt umber, burnt sienna. Starting with some of the lighter colors first. But keep everything kind of doing that. Take a little bit of orange color, maybe put some of that in there. A little bit of that orange color. Okay, like that. Haven't put any of the blues in. I'm just sort of putting in the browns. And I want to take a little bit of that purple color, that ultramarine blue and magenta. And I'm going to put some of that color in here like that. Just probably down in here. So it's good to have a little bit up in here too. That might be pretty. Okay. Some of that color up there. All right, now you see how we've already got some pretty good reflections in here. Now, can you do blues without drying that? You know, you could, but why would you do it? Let's just try it.
Why would you risk it, people?
So you've got, I'm going to just rinse that little brush here. So we want some First off, we're going to take a tiny brush, a small angle brush, and we're going to get some dark purple. So we're going to get some ultramarine blue and magenta and make a very, very dark color. Okay? All right, now I want to come along here on the edge of this bank. And don't really want this dark. I want to leave a little bit of Payne's gray in it because I want this very dark along here like this. All right, and then over here too on this bank up here like this. I want to just sort of zigzag this in here. You got to zigzag it in. Okay, and then over here too. On this edge. See, you get some real contrast in there, and then I'll put a little bit of matte medium with that color, right? And I'm going to come in here like this. Let's see, and just kind of glaze this back a little darker, like that. Maybe a little bit of ultramarine blue and matte medium. Put some of that color in here first. See what I've got. And the thing what you do with that is you can wipe it off if you don't like it. When you use a medium, you can, if you've got it if you did too much or you didn't get enough or something, or you want to show some underneath color, you can come in here like that and just kind of lift the paint up a bit. All right, so this has to be more pigmented. So let's take some phthalo blue and a little bit of yellow and mix that on our board here like that. Mix that here, right, like that. So I need this green color right here, like that, just on top of the brown. And I'll take a little bit of zinc white and put that here like this. And take a little bit of titanium white with that. And I've got another lighter color in here, like this, going up that way. And I've got some lighter color in here with more white. This lighter blue, like this. Okay. So that works pretty good right in that area, right? So then I wipe the brush and go back into some dark. Got some dark blue up here with just a little bit of zinc white. That's coming along under this bank like that. And we want something a little darker than that, maybe some burnt umber and ultramarine blue and burnt umber. Try that. I want some of this darker along this bank in here. Leave some of that light showing through, but I want something that's just a touch darker. Kind of suggest some trees by just wiggling something back and forth like that. Okay, so that's a pretty good looking bank right there, if I do say so myself. Some of this light blue. Bank. I mean, without having to do much, right? Now, because I know you guys would think that would be the hardest part of this picture to do, so I thought we'd just let's get that out of the way, right? Here's a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow in it. Barely touching it. There, so look at that pretty reflection we've got in the water. And we haven't done anything. A little bit of orange maybe here somewhere. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. So now I will dry that. Yay!
Of course you will.
Hi, you guys, Ginger Cook here, and these are the paintings that will be drawn for our third quarter, fourth quarter. Yeah. Wow, the days are going by fast, and so did this year. For our scholarship fund, for those of you who have been contributing at least $25 over the last 3 months, either on YouTube or in our academy, have a ticket in the fishbowl for drawing to win one of these original paintings. And I just love these penguins. That was a Christmas painting we did last year for you. The frames we found on Amazon, they were very reasonable, and Jerry's Autorama, these wooden ones. So just in case anybody asks us, the frames of course, aren't with the paintings. But I think you're going to love the penguins and these cattails. This is one of my favorite tutorials we've ever done on YouTube. I really debated hard whether to put this in there, but we so appreciate your donations. That's what keeps the channel going and allows us to scholarship artists in our acrylic painting with Ginger Cook Scholarship Fund, where they can get personal art coaching and help somebody become an artist. So there's these cattails. You would probably remember this tutorial this year of the Mediterranean window. John, can you zoom in? Look at the texture on this. Can you see all the texture on the flowers? This is such a cool painting. I think you would really love to be able to see all the blending and layers and everything in this. The TV cannot show, or the computer can't show you how marvelous these colors are. Everyone that's ever gotten an original painting from me, and of course these come with certificates of authenticity, has said that the colors are so much more magnificent than what we can even show you here, even though they have been varnished. This was a painting that I did for the Academy, and it's called Michigan House, and it's in the style of Thomas Kincaid. And again, just one of my favorites. I think that you might really, really love it. And if I just turn this like this for a minute, I'm going to show you. We decided to do the reindeer, and we thought that some of you might enjoy that as a Christmas decoration, and this will be shipped to you in time for Christmas, or because they're going out. I don't know when, John, but first week of December. So we're going to get these to you, and I don't know. This was a YouTube painting. If you haven't seen this YouTube video, we did it on YouTube. I think did we do it on YouTube or in the Academy? I think we did. So anyway, there's somewhere, right? And then finally, let me just show you I'm just going to pop it on top. Here's our the kids on a log, on a farm, and I think that's really. I think this is charming and sweet, and maybe brings back some memories that you have. And anyway, these will be just some of the paintings. Depending on the donations that come in, there'll be a few surprises. And so again, we thank you very much for that. And I must look up here, John, and say that your contributions are so appreciated. They keep the channel going, and also they allow artists to continue with their art education, and that from all over the world. I'm talking globally, and it makes such a difference, and you're part of that. So thank you very much, and we love you guys, and happy holidays. So we've got a really nice reflection, and it wasn't hard to get. It's just very light hand with that. Okay, now we still have to do the smudgy for the let's get a smudgy for the next layer, which is some orange. So we'll take some zinc white and orange and do that. A little bit, maybe some yellow with it. All right, so I'm going to wipe that off and take a little bit of the medium with it. And I want to come up here, and I'm just going to suggest that this is our orange layer up in here like this, and way over in here. Let's see, I've got some really nice, let's see, medium like that, some orange. We've got some very nice orange. Now,
over there.
There's more orange over here, but here's the trick. You've got to do more medium and hardly any orange at this point. When it gets up here like that, it's got to be just a hint of this orange. Okay? Just a hint of it. A little bit in here like that, because the trees are all going to be back there, but we're just going to say this happened here like that. Okay. All right, now we dry that. There's a lot of drying in this picture, but I think you'll find that it's well worth it. Though I might have put some of that in here too. That was pretty. Let's see a little bit of that orange in here, because I think it could use a little bit, right? Yeah, in that water. Ooh, so nice, right? Okay, so let's dry this, and then we'll do the next layer on that. We know we're going to take some white paint, titanium white, no, and then we're going to put a little circle right there where the sun is. Yeah. Here's a little more white. Okay, so we did that. And then I want a little bit of some white and a little bit of that magenta color in the purple. So we want a kind of a light purple with the white. I'm going to kind of pass that on here, and I'm going to go, because we've dried it now, a little bit of zinc white. I want this even more transparent.
What'd you use to make that purple?
Just the ultramarine blue and the magenta.
They're really nice. It's almost like a mauve.
Yeah, it's kind of a mauve color here like that. We're coming up here like that. Up in here like this. Just a little bit of that color in here like that. All right, there's that color. And then there's just a little bit of burnt sienna and burnt umber. Okay. So we've got a little bit of the brown. Let's just do a little bit of that. Tap it off. We've got some brown coming up in here like this. And I'll just take a little bit of the medium to kind of blend that out. It just doesn't come over that far. It comes over just about to there. And it's this darker color. Okay, and then we have some more purple over here. So let's see, put a little white with that. Kind of a purple. Kind of a grayed purple though, or blue. Okay, yeah, here. We've got a little bit more of the purple color right here. Now, when you're doing that, then you get some medium on it, and so that when you feather this up, you want this feathered up a little bit. So it just kind of goes up in smoke here. You don't want to talk too much about this. Okay. So that's on that side, and I don't have any on that side, but I think there should be some anyway. I'll put some over there, even though it's not in the picture. I feel like it could use a bit, right? Just because. Okay, I just feel like that's, and then can we use any of this purple in the water? Can we put any of this here like this? That's pretty. Interesting colors when you do that. All right, so then you're gonna, I know you're gonna guess what we're gonna do next.
Dry it. How did I do? Did I guess right?
Did you guess right? Yeah. Now, one thing I can do, I probably could do this before I dry it. Here's our want to take some white, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of titanium white, and I want to come through here like this with some trees.
Kind of giving a hint to them.
Yeah, and I can do that with the light purple too. I want to come in here like this with some trees. Just very small, just suggest some trees here like this. Okay, so that looks kind of cool, right? No, we haven't even done much, but that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to dry that. Yeah, wait till you see this. This is going to be so good, you guys. Wait till you see this. Okay, now what? Well, we need to create the snow. We're going to use a smudgy for that.
This seems to be a smudgy painting.
I think it's safe to say it's a pretty good smudgy painting. So we're talking about zinc white and a little bit, maybe titanium, the tiniest little bit of blue in it. And let's get some more white in here like this. You got to make the bank coming down here like this. So some of this light blue kind of shows through. Okay, like that. And then when we get into this area down in here, we get some real pretty purples in this snow. And some phthalo green, kind of phthalo blue color. Like this, right? Some sort of, that's really pretty, right? Kind of, you put a little tiny bit of yellow in the phthalo blue, and you've got this kind of phthalo blue green color. There's not a lot of that in there, but there's some. There's some coming down here like this on our bank. Then more white. And this wants to come up and curve down. Choop, choop, choop. Then we got to have a little bit more white and yellow. Yeah. We're back over here. This little bit of the snow is a little bit lighter, so it has a little bit of a yellow cast to it from the sunset. Yeah. There's a little bit of that color right up in here. I think I have to use a brush for that, though, because that's a definite color thing. So, when you're watching our videos, if you watch enough of them, you're going to get the idea that you have to layer. Wouldn't you say that?
Well, if you don't, you're not paying attention. That's rule number one with us.
That you kind of have to layer it, right? And you're going to get that idea right here. So, and you can see that we've already got a very pretty painting, and we haven't done anything. And there's some white up here.
And also key is drawing between the layers.
Yeah. There's some white up there. And let's take a little bit of this orange color. Come right along here like this. A little bit of white and orange. And need more white paint. It's almost a sherbet color. Okay. There's just a little of this color coming this way on our road. We got a little bit of a road here coming. Okay. All right. Now the trick is that when you start doing orange and purple, you have mud, so you have to dry that in order to do the purple. And that's why I like to do these premieres with a painting like this, because there's so much drying. So much. So then I'm going to take some white and a little bit of phthalo blue and put that purple color, just very little. I'm going to come up here like this. And I'm going to say that this is our snowbank here, like that. Now you could use a smudgy for this too. Just very subtle colors in this, very pale, subtle colors. Put a little bit more blue in that. I think I will smudge that. Then we need some blue. Something a little lighter here. So see how nice and soft this is? It's going to be a little lighter down here at the base where it goes up the hill. It's a very, very subtle, right? And I'll take the blue like this, or phthalo blue and white. See how I can show this road is flat because of the brush strokes. I've got something pretty dark here. Going down here, there's a shadow going down there like that. Down this hill. This is a little bit darker here. Smudge that out. Here, this is sort of pretty. This sort of indicates like a little gully here by just making a shadow here like that. See? Well, you see how you can just change the topography by just what you paint.
You got some beautiful colors and all that reflective light.
Oh yeah, isn't that pretty?
That alone makes a gorgeous painting.
Yeah, see, so then there, in the reference, there's some sort of brown smudge here. I'm not putting it. I don't want to put a rock in. I don't think I need it. I could darken it a little bit on this side, maybe put a little more deeper purple, like here on the side. But I don't want to do much of anything else. I think I want to change the topography though and have this go this way. Change the way that the snow mounds like that, just by the brush direction. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And these are nice. Like I say, this painting works if you never have to put a snowmobile in. It works. There's a little bit of yellow flat on here like that. Okay, a little bit of white, yellow. So you can play a little bit with that. As far as colors go, you can have a little bit of orange up here like this. Okay. So, all right, now we're going to put the trees in next. So let's dry this. So first off, we're going to rinse our brush. We're going to use a little angle. We're going to use the matte medium again. And we're going to just dampen it like this. And we're going to get some raw sienna. And we're going to start with some trees here. Maybe a little bit of raw sienna like that. And a little bit of burnt sienna. Little tiny thin lines here, not too, we don't get it too busy, but okay. And we have got some smaller trees going back here. And then as we climb up the bank, they get a little bit more substantial. Don't paint spaghetti. Okay? If you're painting trees, try not to paint spaghetti.
You keep them very light and airy.
The purple ones. Because the back trees, this is quite a crowded forest, so these back trees are they're implied. Yes. Before you ever put any of the big ones in, you put stuff like this in. Okay, and let's try that so that we're happy with those.
Okay, I love painting, I really do. But after my 5th attempt at getting that tree to not look like a broccoli floret, I needed a break. So here I am, taking some artistic self-care time. Doctor's orders. Well, Ginger Cook's orders, sort of. What? My teddy bear? Don't judge me. He's emotionally supportive and a good listener. Ginger's Academy is like art school. If art school came with cookies, personal art coaching, and 0 student loans. You get step-by-step lessons, master artist breakdowns, and a secret sauce called a pack. That's personal art coaching, not a snack food. Though honestly, I could go for a snack right now. Sometimes you paint, sometimes you nap, sometimes you drag a velvet couch to the beach and rethink your life choices with your little buddy. If you're feeling stuck or just want to laugh while you learn, come join us. Ginger's got the paint, you bring the snacks, and maybe a teddy bear. The Ginger Cook Academy. Paint better, laugh harder, nap optional.
Now I'm going to take a little bit of purple color and and burnt umber. And I'm going to make let's see, get a new palette paper here.
You got one here.
Yeah, give me one of those, please. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to do this like that. See, I'm going to make it sort of a purple brown color, right? And I know I've got a good tree coming up right here on the point. Pushing pretty hard and wiggling it, and then I'm letting up where just the come off the canvas, okay? All right, and I've got another one right here, like this, pushing pretty hard. Okay, I'm gonna put a little more burnt sienna with that. And then we've got one that's next to it, kind of Ving up like this. See how when you have an angle brush, you have the toe, so you kind of, it's like, you lift it up, so it's just the toes doing it, right? You'll start and then lift up for the toe. Okay. Okay. And then I know I've got a big one right here. So let's put some more paint on there. Put a little bit of the Payne's gray in this one. I want this one a little darker, a little thicker. All right. And then, let's see, we'll just put a few of these substantial ones in here. This is probably more brown, but let's think. We've got some coming back up in here like this. And then into the snow, see? Into the snow like that. Then I'm going to put a little tiny bit of water on the brush because the paint's drying out in it. Okay. And I want to say I've got some darker ones coming up here like this. And then as you come down the snowbank, some of these are coming down here like this. So they're actually in the, they're coming right out of, they're in the snow. But most of these dark ones are here. So let's get some more paint on the brush. All right, so that's how that bank is looking. Now, as we keep coming to the right, the paint, we're not doing as dark a color, okay? So as we come this way, it's not the dark brown. So there's a little bit of work to add all these trees, but I think you're going to find that it's worth it. And I think I want some more of the burnt sienna, a little bit of orange color, okay? So these are the lighter trees coming in here. They're smaller. They're still coming out of the snowbank. And I think we'll do some that are just very light. Let's do some purple ones now, some purple trees. Take a little bit of this orange color and fill in with that a little bit. All right, so same thing here. A little bit of this orange color and
Yeah, I can see why you put those light trees in first. Can you imagine trying to put them in after the fact?
yeah, that would be tough, right?
While you're layering, you have that sense of depth.
So you've got these beautiful trees and so forth in here. And then what you got to do is you've got to put some branches. Now, pretty much everything's going straight up. So I'm going to take some water now, and I'm going to turn the painting upside down, like that. I'm going to turn this up down. And you see all these little branches that are going here? And those are a little hard to paint if they're so as I do this one, right? So it's a little this is a kind of a dagger brush, and it's nice because you can do very thin branches with something like this. Just enough water on it so that you can get the thin branches. Have some that are yellow ochre. See which trees are coming in the snow like this, and some are just starting here like that. You can do some real deliberate trees upside down. It's pretty good. Got one coming kind of this way. Now let's put a little bit of purple snow stuff on these. You don't have to do every little line, but you get the idea that this is how we're gonna. It looks pretty good, just like this, right? Now here's the thing with snow. I've got to tell you this: when you're painting snow, particularly those of you who've never seen it, that if a tree's coming out of the snow, then the snow comes in front of it like that. Kind of on a hill, it would slope. Okay, so it'd be maybe a purple shadow here like this, but it would slope down, and the shadows would slope here. Okay. And the same thing over here on this side. If they're in the snow, they're at an angle from the hill. Okay. And I've got a little bit of this light purple color with some zinc white. That's going to go back here by my snowman. Let me smudge that out. That's going to go right there. Okay. Okay. So we've got a really, I mean, I think we've got a pretty nice painting if we, like I say, if we didn't do much else, right? And, but of course we're going to do much else.
No stopping us now.
No stopping us now, right? There, that's kind of good. It's a little darker in here. Shadow on that bank. So I'm gonna really dry this well, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the snowmobile on. Okay, I'm gonna trace the snowmobile on and put it on there, and then we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, let's see. My traceable is I'm gonna just cut this up, right? I could put it on like this, and I'd probably be safe, right? If I put it on right there. I'm going to move him up just a little bit because he's too low on the bank here.
If that's what you're going to trace, why don't you cut it out so you just have the water, you can line up the water below?
Yeah, that's what I really thought about doing that. Let's just do that. Let's just cut this out.
Everybody else is already in there. You just need something to kind of key yourself into where you are.
Okay. Now, this is where so I think I'm going to just do this right there and decide where I want to put him. Because I want to put him right about here. Okay.
That'd be the way to do it.
I think if I tape him down, I can make this work, you guys. Because it does sort of need something. I guess you could put in cross-country skiers too, but you should trace them on. If you didn't want a snowmobile.
Snow related.
Anything snow related, or just somebody hiking, right?
A dog sled snowmobile. That's what I'd want.
Yeah, but that's be awfully busy with all these trees. You got to keep the painting kind of simple, babe. So I'm going to say I think he needs to be here. And then I need just a little piece of something to trace that on with. Let's see, I've got a little piece of red, I think. And let's cross our fingers and hope this works, you guys, right?
Well, why wouldn't it?
Well, sometimes the canvas is soft, it's hard, But all right, we'll get it. Let's see, let's make
It's not
sure.
like you're painting it on. You can certainly.
Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Okay, so here's our snowmobile, and I'm pushing pretty hard. Okay.
That's pretty good canvas there. Pretty tight. I sprayed the back of it before we started painting on it.
Okay. We got him.
He's a Ghost Rider.
Yeah, we got our little snowmobile guy. Now let's see, where's our little detail brushes? We'll take one of these, I think. Get the sizing off of it. All right, I'm going to start with the red paint, a little bit of red in the burgundy color, the magenta. And
When we zoom in on this action. You're using a little baby. Is that a fingernail paintbrush?
yeah,
Those
it's
things
pretty
are.
small, right? Okay. And he's got sort of a dark helmet on, so you don't see it. You're not going to see it. You don't see the face because it's so small. And you see where his leg is coming down over the side of the snowmobile like that. Little skis are sticking up. Now the trick with this is dry as you go. Then his snowmobile is sort of yellow ochre. I'll make it a little bit darker on the back. We've got some dark here underneath it. This part's pretty dark. That's probably the trickiest because it's so small. That's pretty dark back here. Now I'm going to dry that, and then I have to put some white on to make this so you can see the skis. So let me get my tiny Posca pen.
You almost need one smaller than that one.
That one, and then I've got my white pen, my black pen rather. We had my first husband Colby had a snowmobile. We went snowmobiling. Cinnamon loved it when she was a kid. We would go snowmobiling. And up in the mountains of Aspen, it's very nice, right? So we're gonna. Now there's a make sure I've got his. I think we've got him pretty good, but I want to do another little coat of red on him, right? Because he's just suggested back there. Let's get some yellow. Let's paint his snowmobile again. Okay, now take a little bit more red. And if I blow him up really big, right? I can see if I blow it up on my iPad really big, he's a little bit lighter on his shoulders. This has got even a little bit of orange to it. And then he's got, this has to come down more at an angle like that. We didn't get that front part of we didn't get that shape right. Okay. Then it comes down, oh, this is fun. It comes down to a kind of a, wait till you see this. It comes down to like a V thing in the front and goes back like that. Yeah, okay, so it's getting better. And then he's darker in the front. And has got a dark helmet on. Then you've got, see, just you can't have the snowmobile. You got to have some shadows by him, right? With me on that, right? So he's got something pretty dark underneath it. Like that. I still don't think I have quite that. You don't see his knee because of the, okay, I get it. You don't see his knee because of the little machine is right there going down like this. You definitely see a leg. There, okay. So, like I say, it's far enough away where you've got a little bit of leeway here. But you can see enough of the skis. So, yay. Okay, then. And I guess I could put a visor on him. Looks pretty good. We got that.
That looks good.
Yeah, not too bad, huh?
At least it looks like a snowmobile.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's his stream right like that, and it's all coming back here. And let's dry him. Okay.
Ah, bonjour, mes amis. It is I, Vincent van Gogh. Yes, that Vincent. You may have heard of my little painting. Starry Night, it's okay. I have better ones. I'm taking a break from painting sunflowers to tell you about something quite extraordinary. Ginger Cook's Acrylic Painting Art Academy. You see, when you join as a red or purple member, you don't just learn from Ginger. Oh, no, no, no. You get to study the brushstrokes of my dearest old friends. Monet, Renoir, Gauguin. Okay, he still owes me a letter. Matisse, Picasso, even those brilliant Americans. Metcalfe, Homer, Rockwell. These are the greats, and Ginger makes their genius fun to learn. And let me tell you a secret. Museums don't let you touch their paintings, but in Ginger's Academy, you get to paint them. You'll see how the masters saw light, shadow, color, even if some of them couldn't find matching socks. So, if you're ready to laugh, learn, and paint your way through art history, join us. Red members get hundreds of full-length tutorials. Purple members, everything, including the wave and water masterclass. Yes, I peeked, and it's brilliant. Don't worry if you're not a genius yet. I wasn't either, until posthumously. Join us. Discover your style by standing on the shoulders of giants, and maybe me, if you're not too tall. Paint boldly, dream wildly, and remember, your masterpiece is just one brushstroke away. Join red or purple membership today. Learn from the masters. Paint like one. Join Ginger on her website, paintingwithginger.com.
And then we're going to just do some final touch-ups. Final touches, okay? I want a little bit of the white and yellow up here by him like this. There you go, just a little bit of that color right there. And let's get a little bit of that yellow color kind of on the road. Like that, kind of. And then, we've talked about wherever there's a light, there's a dark. You've heard me say that, of course, right? But you see this bank right here, and there's not enough differentiation between the stream and the bank. You see that, right? But I can take a little of the medium, right? Still good. And kind of thin the stain out and come right along here, the edge of this bank. All right.
Give it a little bit of contrast so it shows
Yeah,
up.
you just, sometimes you just, you have to, maybe you thought you did it and then you didn't, and that happens, it certainly happens to me. Thought I did it.
No.
Oh, yeah, it does. I hate to say it, but it does. And then I think there should be a little bit of a darker bank up here, too. Just, maybe just back up in these woods here. It's such an interesting painting to me. When we created the reference, I was trying to do something else, and I ended up with this. Sometimes a lot of my paintings, you say, "How did you get that reference?" Well, I can't spell, so sometimes I'll totally misspell a word, and the AI gives me totally something else. I'm going, oh,
That's kind of interesting.
yeah, okay. I wouldn't have thought that, but gosh, I'll take it, right?
And Ginger calls me over and says, "Why is this not coming up right?" And I look at the spelling and I go, "Well, this is kind of what you asked for."
Just, yeah, so just get some white coming across here like that, just a little bit like that. There you go. So we're implying the road. You always want to put some reflections going across like that. When you're doing stuff like this, you want to put a few little light reflections. And I thought this should be lighter right in here. And I think we did something with this bank right here. Yeah, we did. With just a little bit of that sunrise kind of setting, kind of purple stuff.
A little more separation.
And then back in here, I had some white and yellow, just added a couple of that, right? And I think that's it, you guys. I feel like we've created our snowmobile, and maybe one little thing on that I could do is I could put a little bit of a dark line going across the top of it, right, like here, like this, on this top of this, right here, like this. But honestly, yay.
Yay me.
Yay, yes, right?
It's got great colors in it. Really sets the mood.
It does, doesn't it? And I think this is the kind of painting that, if you have friends that like to do outdoor activities, maybe family members that, really love this stuff and have great memories of snowmobiling, I think this is kind of nice, right? Like that. So I don't want to get too crazy, but I'm pretty happy with this. And I'm going to sign it right here. As soon as I shake the pen up. You got a frame for this, John?
12 by 12 square. That is a very good question, and that deserves an answer. I would think I would,
shake
but
that up.
Let's see. 12 by 12. I believe it's this gold one here. If the canvas should be able just to lay it right on top.
Okay.
We're up a little better there for the fans. There we are. That is a thing of beauty.
Yeah,
that gold kind of goes with that painting too.
Yeah, isn't that pretty with the painting? And we just want a little bit of this white along here like this to keep this bank flat right here. See? Maybe just put a little. I think we got it, you guys. I can't think of anything else to do, so I'm going to go ahead and give it the old red slash. we appreciate you watching our premieres while we're traveling. John and I work day and night to get these videos done so we can travel. Sometimes painting every day for 30 or 40 days we'll be filming. But I get excited about painting things like this because I know these are perfect wintertime paintings. I know you're going to do really well with them. We're learning a lot this year about using matte medium as an aid to getting better results in your blending and your paintings. And I think that when you varnish this, you're going to be surprised at how all these colors come out. So happy painting, you guys, and we'll see you next week. And be sure to subscribe, and share the videos, share the love, and John and I want to wish you the very best in the coming weeks, and hope you'll tune in every Monday at 5:30 Central Time for Acrylic Painting with Ginger.
Thanks, everybody. Give the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends and enemies.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.